Hi, all. As we wrap up the first week, I do like to send some information on what's coming up in week two. There will be more announcements about this as well next week. But if you're already thinking ahead, I want to make sure that this is clear. You also can wait and watch this next week when you're ready to do the project, whatever works for you. But throughout throughout this entire class, you're going to be working on one project. So we have the discussion board posts and reading, but you also have a project that you're going to work on throughout the term with milestones. So in week two, your first draft of this is due. You'll get feedback. You continue to add to it. There are different requirements and sections each week before you submit the final version. So I just want to highlight a couple of best practices here so that you know what to do. You're going to want to look at project part one draft guidelines and rubrics. This is going to have all the information you need for this project. What you're doing here is you're exploring the things that we're talking about this term in our discussion board post. So social justice is kind of this first topic that we're looking at. What you need to do is scroll down. I'm going to scroll down here and show you what to submit. You want to open this project template. It's a Word document. Use that as your assignment. It's going to make your life so much easier. It's not a formal essay. You're going to be answering the questions in this project template. So don't make it harder than it needs to be, okay? Use that template. It's going to include these questions here. So it'll help make sure that you actually answer each question. The other document you need is this project scenarios. Project scenarios tells you which topics you can choose from. So there are these different scenarios. You're going to choose one, and that's your scenario for the entire term. Now, there is the option to create your own. You're welcome to do that, but please confirm with me because sometimes students choose scenarios and you don't necessarily know what the future questions are and find yourself in a position where you can't get all the points because your scenario doesn't lend itself to that. So again, don't make it harder than it needs to be. Choose a scenario that resonates with you and that helps you get through this project. A couple more things to keep in mind. You can look at the rubric. This is how I'm grading you. Two things. One is that this is even though I'm having you choose a scenario and answer these questions, this is a personal reflection. So you're going to pretend like it's you in this scenario. And what would you do? How would you react? How would it impact you? If you submit something that's only big picture, that to be honest could be done with ChatGPT or Google, I'm going to have you redo it. I will give you the opportunity, but I'm looking for specific personal examples and your reflection. This class is about personal reflection and self-awareness. The other thing I'm looking for is examples. So every time you answer a question in this project that's different from the discussion board posts, I am looking for you to include examples to support what you're saying. So it's less about a right or wrong answer generally, right? I'm not looking for a specific answer. I am looking for self-reflection, tie into the reading when appropriate, and using examples. So what'll happen next week when you submit your part one draft, I will give you video feedback. You get that twice in the term. For journals and discussion board posts, I don't do video feedback. For your projects, I try to give you feedback in week two and then again in week 6, I believe, when you do the final versions. This is optional, but it's a way to help, make sure you're understanding if you need to make any edits. If you have any questions about this, let me know as you get started in week 2.